What's up, my pilots? Welcome back to Bloodborne. Time for the DLC. So the first thing is, I guess I should explain, I made a different character. Here's my stats. Basically, I tried the Blades of Mercy on a practice file, and I liked skill-based characters so much that I just decided I'm going to make a new skill-based character and just grind them up to level 80 and then do the DLC on that. And that's where we are. So you can see 42 skill, and after that, it's just basic 30 vit, 20 endurance, nothing in strength and blood tinge. I think those are the same levels that I started with. And then arcane is up to 22 just because the Blades of Mercy actually scale with arcane damage as well, which is really cool. You can see they're up to almost 400. Pretty killer. We have all the Carol runes that give us more echoes from slain enemies, as well as the Eldritch rune, the fourth one on the right. That actually, this is the one that you get from doing all of Eileen the Crow's questline, which increases your stamina recovery speed. In addition to that, I have beaten the entire game except for Gehrman. So we're in the same spot that I said I would be previously, just with a different character. So I've beaten Burgos Wetners, I got Blood Rocks. I went through enough of the game to get, all of Eileen's gear from doing her questline. We defeated the Bloody Crow of Canehurst, who went to Canehurst Castle, and we defeated Canehurst Castle and the boss up there. So we have, right now, we're equipped with the Canehurst gauntlets, greaves, and helmet, and the Crow Feather shirt, which is the exact same outfit that the Crow of Canehurst wears. And he's like by far the most irritating enemy in the game, besides one fight in the DLC that we're going to do. So we're kind of emulating his style. Steal his look. We're wielding the Blades of Mercy because they're awesome. So it's a trick weapon, and in its normal mode, it's just, like a short sword. It has a swinging motion that's good for getting visceral attacks, and it has a little whap, whap, whap skill-based attack. But the real power is that when you trick it, it splits into two blades, and you just get this flurry attack that does tons of damage. There's actually multipliers on the damage, so the first couple blows do reduced damage, but the blows in the middle of the chain do massively increased damage. So like right around this point, you start just seeing the enemy's HP drop really quickly. And in addition to that, we have the weapon fully upgraded. It is a Blade of Mercy plus 10, and I have some decent runes in it. Can I see the details? Yeah. Just boosting attack, 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 all that stuff. Nothing from the Chalice dungeons. I haven't done any of those on this character. We also have a Saw Cleaver that is up to max power, and it has bolt damage on it. So if we have to fight any kin that are resistant to arcane or are weak to bolt, we're covered. The Eye of a Blood-Drunk Hunter beckons hunters to the hunter's nightmare. A deformed creature will whisk you away outside Odin Chapel. So when you get this, you might not realize what it's for even at first, but so basically that's the first step of the DLC, is you have to beat, I believe it's Vicar Amelia, and then this item will appear. And now we can go to Odin Chapel and take our first steps into the hunter's nightmare. So in this game, you have the hunter's dream, which is the familiar, friendly place that we have our hub world where we just were. And you also have the Nightmare of Mensis, which is Mensis's nightmare. Well, now in the DLC, we're going into the Hunter's Nightmare, which is sort of the dead end, almost like the hell that blood-drunk hunters end up in. So, for example, Father Gascoigne and Henrik, if we hadn't destroyed the two of them, they would have eventually found their way into the Hunter's Nightmare. So let's go out here. Oh, wrong way. We want to go out the other door to Odin Chapel. I sort of think of this as the south door. I don't know if there's really matters. So this guy up here is our ride. So if we go over here and ask him nicely, he will reach out his hand and pick us up. If you get grabbed by this guy without having the eye, you just get frenzied and thrown on the ground. But with the eye, he sends us on a little trip.
Curse the fiends, their children too.
Never noticed he had really long hairs on his hands.
and their children forever true.
What the hollow Cthulhu heads those guys have. Then we get a linking book noise and a loading screen. Quite thrilling. So the Hunter's Nightmare is a pretty cool place. It's sort of... It starts out... Well, you'll see shortly. Suffice to say, it's shorter than the game. It's maybe like a third to a half of the length of the base game, but it's pretty substantial for a DLC. Honestly, that's the kind of expansion pack content that DLCs used to be. It makes me happy that Bloodborne has a good example in modern day. What was this, 2016 that the DLC came out? So, it's pretty good. Anyway, we're in Odin Chapel again, but the path back down to the tomb is closed, so that's weird. We can go ahead and light the lamp. That's interesting. We had already lit. We had already lit this lamp. We also Charizarded it. And then the door to the south is gone. The door to the tower is locked. It's spooky fog. And... oh, it's fucked. Everything's fucked outside. So this is the Hunter's Nightmare. It sort of looks like the regular world, except the moon looks like the eye of a blood-drunk hunter, which makes sense. I guess that's the sun, actually? Is it daytime here? It never even occurred to me that it could be daytime in this game, but I guess that is the sun. It's just sort of blocked out. Frenzied Cold Blood for free. Half the buildings are tilted. The statues are just as creepy as the base game. It's kind of the same. And then there's this weird gray matter that's like grown all over the land, which I guess makes sense if we're inside a nightmare. Twin stone shards. Wow, those are kind of below our character level at this point. Oh, so the other thing about this DLC is that the enemies here will kick your ass, which is why we're level 80 before coming here. You can see this guy. They set this up so that you see him do that and go, oh. Oh no. It looks like there's a hunter. Like the first thing they're going to have you do is fight another hunter. Well, sure enough is, but these guys are just regular enemies. I am way out of practice. Oh, no, don't do it. Spare me, sir. Oh, hey, there's an item down here. The old hunter gloves. Yes, wow, I'm really out of practice. I haven't played this game for like 2 weeks because I've been doing other stuff. I've been building a wooden chester drawers. Missed. Oh, I'm not in the transform mode. Don't kill me. Alright, I got him. As you can see, our Blades of Mercy are fairly potent. We probably could have taken that guy on a little more aggressively, just getting back into the swing of things. We're going to come through that gate in a minute, so I'll look at that item that's down there then. Look at all these little paths. This DLC area is much more linear than the base game, which is kind of a good thing. It sort of just leads you from one boss to the next. And that's a good way to experience an area that's the size of this. It doesn't have as much wandering around and getting lost as the base game does, which for some people will be an upside and for some will be a downside. It does have some twists and turns and some shortcuts and some places you can kind of wander around and go, it's one of those where the fuck do I go kind of games. Not quite that bad. I don't think this gate actually opens anymore. No, that's just a wall now. Blood gems. Oh, that's another thing. DLC has better loot. There's some stuff, like some runes and such, that you can only get here. And the enemies being stronger is a factor of that. Well, it sort of goes with it. Got another hunter over here. Oh, hello. This guy has a, I think it's called a, how do you call it, a literal boomstick? No, it's a boom hammer. But, oh yeah, you can see him using his ability there. He basically has a charge attack, but if he hits us with it, he's going to one-hit kill us. So we have to not get in a position where he can visceral us. He, as you can see, he's also a hunter, so they're going to be fighting these little demon dudes that are hanging out here. Got him. Oh, no, he's not there. Shit. Okay, one down. So if you watch the damage on these attacks when I get up on this guy... Whoa! Oh, no. I have a long range. He just sort of missed me. I didn't dodge, he just missed. Yeah. So it's hard to tell, but like the first move did about 300 damage, and the final blow before he went down did about 600. So, the Blades of Mercy are a really cool weapon in that they let you do this flurry, where you just get more and more blows in and kind of go crazy. But the downside to that is that the first couple hits aren't as strong, so you can't just walk at one guy and go, eh, and then back up. You can't do this one-shot dive away kind of fighting with the Blades of Mercy because that first couple hits are so nerfed. I think they do like 70% of the damage they would normally do. And then towards the end, they do like 130% or something like that. So it ends up being a pretty good deal overall if you can finish the combo with this. Oh, wow, I triggered the trap, but the trap was so poorly laid that I didn't get hit by it. Yes, this is a standing ballista, as opposed to a walking ballista. Those guys are all over the place in the DLC, and they do a lot of damage at the heat. I find it weird that in the base game, at this point, you've encountered, like, dog, crow mutants. But in the DLC, it's just regular, bloody Dobermans that are more dangerous than them. Kind of strange. I think I have guns. I'm just gonna go over here and grab his Molotovs. Miss me. Nope. Got him. Oh, the Blades of Mercy are so satisfying to use. They also have, I guess I haven't even mentioned it yet, but they have two really cool trigger attacks where R2 does this slash in move, and if you do R2 twice, you slash in and then slash back out. Alternatively, it has this disengage move you can do with L2 that includes a backstep in the move. So you can slash in, backstep out, and that does maybe like 500 to 1,000 damage depending on the enemy. It's pretty effective, and the fact that the back step is already built into that move means that if you commit to that attack, you're backing up. One downside to it is that it has a short range, so you can see it basically won't hit anybody that you're not already right up in their grundle. But with guys like this, you can get in close and then back away and hit both of them. It's pretty cool. This has so many cool attacks. And then, like most weapons, it has a transformation. If we do a running charge... Got interrupted. Okay. If we do a running charge... Oh my god. Bro. He's not gonna do it. Hold on. If we do a running charge move, you get this spin jump like that. It's pretty powerful. And it's so satisfying when you time it correctly, because you have to get it on the run, and there's sort of a big step before the damage comes through. Old Hunter cap. Nice. We're going to slowly collect the pieces of the Old Hunter's outfit. Oh, I have to go down there. I thought there was a reason for that weird dead end back there. We'll just loop around real quick. So if we go... Yeah, okay, there's this guy. Nice. Oh, this guy has, like, built-in Old Hunter bones. So really be careful. Guys like this can get behind you, and if they have the Saw Cleaver going, they can do a charge attack, like a charge R2 on you after diving behind you, and visceral you right to death. I don't know if it's technically a visceral, but it's it's an R2 attack. Charged heavy blow. And it hurts. Hello from Wolf. Just love when this stuff gets triggered by the enemies, and then the enemies get mowed down by other enemies' booby traps. There's something immensely satisfying about that. The Old Hunter garb. Do we have the full set now? We might. So we've got the Old Hunter's cap, I know that. Old Hunter, wait, no, Hunter garb. Did I see it? Yeah, Old Hunter garb. We got the Old Hunter gloves. Do we have the boots? Yeah, we have the trousers too. Whoops, I didn't want to put those on. Dang it. What was I wearing? I was wearing the Canehurst set, that's right. Anyway, yeah, so we already have the full Old Hunter outfit, which I think is just a small step up from the Hunter outfit from the base game. It's nothing too special. Can't remember if these guys get wrecked by the guy at the door or not. I don't know what you would call this guy. Oh yeah, they get wrecked. He's like an Eldritch troll? I don't know. Or a Cthulhu troll? He's got the Cthulhu face. It's like Davy Jones from Pirates of the Caribbean. But he's also like a supersized version of the guys that we fight in Hemwick Eternal Lane for experience and grinding. The good news is, his patterns are fairly similar to them. He has some, obviously, he has a really long range and tons of power. And a leaping attack like that can close a lot of distance. He also, yeah, here it is. So is that move, but you don't want to be anywhere near him when it happens. We'll get a little distance. And now he's summoned some sort of force damage onto his axe, and it's going to do additional damage if we're caught in its range. Oh, dodged it. Oh yeah, see, we're getting hit by the AoE on the axe. Oh, that was close. Sprint away! You might think, oh no, we're running right into a boss room. But things are actually pretty quiet in here. As you can see, there's a giant monster laying on the throne over there, but everything's fine. I'm sure it's okay. Oh, look, he's got something in his hand. Looks kind of like Vicar Amelia. I dig it. The eye pendant. Very cool. It's going to allow us access to other parts of the DLC. Basically functions as a key. Oh, this guy's patiently waiting for us to come back outside. A little weird because he started in here. But, you know. The thing with this DLC, don't be afraid to use your blood vials. You can stay at full. That's a benefit. Whoa! Wow. Pro tip, don't be by that. Oh no. Yeah, we got hit by the AoE. You hear the sort of bell noise it makes too? I don't really know what it is. It's like some kind of additional sonic damage that whenever he hits his axe on the ground, it's sort of like he has to dodge twice to dodge it. Because you have to dodge the axe, and then there's a slight time delay before the AoE blast comes off from the axe hitting the ground. Good news is, well, there's no good news really. This DLC has a high difficulty level, and the beginning is kind of a joke point because there's only so many enemies that you can run past without just getting wrecked by everybody chasing you. I'm gonna wait for this guy to... Another thing with the Blades of Mercy is that you have to carefully manage your stamina usage because you only have so much stamina, and your combo requires you to use a ton of it. Pardon me, sir. Yeah, you got caught on the tail end of the combo. For all the damage is, man. Where'd that dog go? Did he fall down? He must have fallen. Oh, I'm tempted to get that, but it's probably just twin bloodstone shards. Do I want it? Get it. Oh, I went too far. I have to go around again. Good news is that you can run past a lot of the enemies in the DLC once you know where to go. Obviously, while you're still exploring, that's not really a good plan because you're going to corner yourself and get killed. But once we know where to go, we'll be able to just run past all these guys if we end up dying additional times. But for now, I actually want to show, a good bit of this. Walk into the combo. Oh, I'm out of stamina. That's a problem. Yeah, so you have to manage your stamina with the Blades of Mercy. I mean, it's true for any weapon, but it's particularly true for a weapon where most of the damage is on the tail end of a lengthy combo. So you have to have plenty of stamina available to do enough attacks to get to that part of the combo, which is one of the reasons that I have the increased stamina regen rune equipped from Eileen. Is it Irene or Eileen? I don't remember. I think it's Eileen. But I always think of that song, Come On Eileen. And then I think, is that right? Or am I remembering the name of the song? Who's got my echoes? There's one of you have my echoes. That'd be really handy. Yes, I was just going to get them back. Can you just... No, I'll do that. We got that. He's got it covered. Alright. Time for round 2, buddy. Let's do this. Oh, hello. You ready to go? I'm eager. Come on, I want you to swing. No, don't do the buttons. It's not even... You're calling that a strike. It's not a real swing, it doesn't count. Okay. So many multi-attacks. 2, 3. Wow, dude. He's excited. You can come back in here. Good for you, buddy. So you can see, he's summoned his eldritch power now. And I'm out of stamina, so I'm not getting the kills I should be getting. Because I played poorly and wasted my stamina. Oh my god. This dude had massive speed when he decides to use it. Got him. Only 4,000 echoes? That guy feels like he's more of a challenge than a 4,000 echo enemy at this point in the game. Yeah, I don't know. So once we've climbed up to the Grand Cathedral, the path to the left is a dead end. There's an item over here. Nice, Molotov. Somebody else died and gave me 900 experience. If we go over here to the right, this is the path forward. So in the future, we can just run straight up the stairs and then down this hallway. This next area has a new kind of enemy in it. We'll get to see another one of those standing ballistas. There's a few of them here. That are not triggered by pressure plates, but by an enemy who can see our location and fire them manually. Oh, I just stepped on the switch for a moment. So you can see they go down in one hit once you walk up to them. So they're not super dangerous. This one's gone, but not... It is. Oh, wow. I broke this one, but the texture is bugged. So the collision's gone, but the texture is still here. I believe... This guy's... Oh, that animation is broken on that, too. Good polish, right? This one will fire if you try and step on that guy's pressure plate. I don't know why he's just standing on a button that normally would make the gun shoot right where he's standing. A little strange. These guys are the new item. Have the new item I mentioned. Time delayed Molotovs. So the upside is they can throw them really quickly, but they take a minute to go off. Need to exercise caution here. That guy with the boom hammer. Oh, he killed his friends. Nice. The guy with the boom hammer can definitely one-shot us if we're not careful. Oh, also, in this DLC, don't count on being able to stagger anybody unless you have a really powerful heavy weapon that can lay down a ton of damage in the hit. Yeah, so the boom hammer is actually a really good strength weapon. I don't know if it's that powerful compared to, like, in terms of the Kirk hammer or the Holy Blade, but it has a really cool and funny name, and it also has a charge attack, kind of like the... What was that weapon that we were using previously? It was like a sword on a piston. I don't have it here. I only have the two weapons I've been using. I can remember the name of it now. Hammer arm. That's a weapon from Chrono Trigger. Hello, sir. Anyway, it's the one that Jeru uses up on Old Yarnum. And sort of have a transformation attack with that, where it when you do the power attack, it switches back to the other transformation mode. The boom hammer has a similar thing. Oh. Here I am thinking I'm in the basement. Yes. What's out here? An item. I'll take it. The old hunter top hat. You can see we have some Canehurst mosquitoes here. We're going to want to avoid getting ganged up on by these guys because they are just as dangerous here as they were in Canehurst, if not more. And ganging up on us, they will tear us a new one for sure. This is just a straight up bait. For sure. I think if you walk over there, it explodes. No? Alright, maybe I'm crazy. Oh, there it goes. I don't know what I did that triggered it. Proximity to something, I guess? Anyway, we just got the boom hammer if you want to see it. Oh, never mind. I don't have nearly the strength required. Oh, it does fire damage too. That's another thing to note. Oh god. Do I want to fight this guy? I don't want to fight this guy. Ugh. So if we go out the back door to this house, there's an optional fight we can do up here where there's a guy that uses the beast claws, basically bare hands and beast pellets. Goes nuts on you with a like frenzy basically. Well, not frenzy, because frenzy has its own meaning in this game, but he goes into beast mode. I don't really want to fight him right now because we haven't unlocked the shortcut back to the lantern and we're not very far from that. So I'd like to do that. So we're going to run past the mosquitoes because F that noise. I want to grab that item, but I'm missing a chance. Okay. So for whatever reason, mosquitoes don't understand how stairs work. And I'm happy to cheese that to my advantage. So over here we've got, I believe, 3 guys. I only see 2 because the third one's hiding. Look at him back there. He's so sneaky. Yes, around here where the enemy can't shoot me. Thank you, sir. So these guys are basically upgraded versions of all the different... Oh no, I don't want to be down here in Mosquito Land. Oh god. Tuck and roll, tuck and roll, roll, tuck and roll, tuck and roll. And we're alright. Yeah, we don't want to be down there in Mosquito Land, that's for damn sure. This guy has delayed Molotovs. I wonder if he'll drop some for us. Oh. I don't ever really use the delayed Molotovs because I don't get the value. Like, I don't understand why you wouldn't just use the regular ones that blow up immediately, you know? So, I believe... I hope I remember this right. Yes, if we go this way, it is a shortcut back to the lamp where we start. And this will give us some more confidence when we go and fight that guy with the beast claws I was telling you about. And this fella, he's our friend.
You're a hunter with your sanity, aren't you? Must have taken a wrong turn, then, eh? Well, we're more alike than you think. This is the hunter's nightmare, where hunters end up when drunk with blood. You've seen them before. Aimless, wandering hunters slavering like beasts. This is what the poor fools have to look forward to. So, don't be brash. Turn back before it's too late. Unless you've something of an interest in nightmares.
Oh, I'm interested.
Oh yes, I see. You sense a secret within the nightmare and cannot bear to leave it be. As if the spirit of Bergenworth lives on within you. Such inquisitive hunters will relish the nightmare. But beware. Secrets are secrets for a reason, and some do not wish to see them uncovered. Especially when the secrets are particularly unseemly.
Well, thanks for the advice. And then, we get to open this door. There it is, the ultimate reward in a Bloodborne game, besides a cool boss and the feeling of defeating them, is a door back to a bonfire. So we'll go back to the Hunter's Dream. I think 55,000 echoes might just be enough for one level. It sounds crazy to say that, but I think by level 80 they've gotten pretty expensive. That's why I wasn't too fussed when we lost 30,000, or we died with 30,000.
Gammon
Yeah, I know
away.
Garen's waiting. We're doing other things right now.
Very well.
Well, it's only 38. It's only 38,000. So 395, 394, which also increases our discovery. We'll go with this. Take the skill one for now.
Farewell.
Considering that we're already at a pretty effective level, it might be time to take off some of these less effective runes that only give us smaller HP bonuses. So basically you get 10% for this one, 20% for this one, and 30% for this one. So we can just keep the 20 and 30 equipped and put something else in the 10 slot. Maybe all damage reduction to 4%. Seems decent. Visceral attacks restore. Max vials held could be okay, but yeah, for the most part, I think just reducing our damage taken by 4%, not bad. Also, this is the Hunter's Nightmare headstone. This is the one we'll use to go to locations we find, lamps we light in the nightmare. And yeah, that's it for this episode. So thanks for watching. Next time, we're going to go back into the nightmare, the Hunter's Nightmare, and fight a guy with claws for hands. Thanks for watching. I'll see you then.